Hello, everyone. Welcome to our new series happening during the month of July called Summer Music Motivation. Each week, we'll have a different guest who's going to share what they've been up to this summer and how they're staying motivated. So this week's guest is the amazing Faith Quashie, who is a vocalist based in New York City. Faith is a two-time Downbeat Magazine award-winning artist and has also been on recordings with Grammy-nominated artists. So tell us more, Faith. How are you? So good to see you.
Hi. So good to see you.
Gosh, tell us about Faith.
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. To a little bit about me. So I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm a jazz vocalist. I'm actually in Michigan right now, gigging around the state, singing and playing. Recent graduate of Western Michigan University. And yeah, I absolutely love music. I love poetry. I love all things art. I love all things having to do with people and creativity. So that's pretty much the big umbrella picture of me. But out here just having a good time, enjoying music for what it is, and living life, taking it day by day.
I love that. So tell us what you've been up to. You said you've been gigging, you've been playing, doing some.
Yeah. Yeah, so this post grad life is pretty nice right now. So I'm gigging a lot in Michigan. I actually have a show tonight opening for the lovely Jake Sherman. And then we'll be around the Kalamazoo, Southwest Michigan area, and also on the east side of the state as well. Working on some projects, content producing, getting in the studio, looking forward to potentially releasing some new music coming next year, working on some grants right now. So album might be officially in the works, and also officially working on a potential Midwest debut tour coming in about summer of 2023. So looking forward to that, and doing all of that without a booking agent and manager is a whole beast. So I'm learning a lot, and it's really fun, and looking forward to it, and I'm loving the Midwest community. So enjoying my time here, and also teaching as well, with my private studio, and teaching at Kalamazoo Music School here in downtown Kalamazoo, with voice and piano. So that's been a lovely treat, being an educator as well as being able to keep my performing career up. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good, pretty fun stuff around here.
Oh my gosh, there's so much going on. That's so awesome
Right.
to hear. And I cannot believe that, well, you just graduated, which is crazy, but if you had to do all of that while also in school, that's a lot to take on.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
But how do you stay inspired and motivated throughout the summer when the weather is nice, there's so many distractions and fun things going on, and you have so many projects? How do you do it
Absolutely.
all?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, for the first things first is like, um, you have to enjoy your life as it is. I think especially as young people, we get very wrapped up in the continuous progress type of lifestyle where we just kind of keep going, and never kind of really stop to enjoy the things that are happening, and enjoy the progress that we've made so far. So the first thing that I've kind of settled with is giving myself grace in that way, allowing myself to just enjoy the process as it's happening. So once I do that, and I let myself, go outside, enjoy, the sun, or go hang out with friends, but also I keep kind of like a personal schedule that I stay on top of. So each day, I'll have, besides my teaching things that are very set in stone, everything else in the day is pretty movable. Like nothing's very like
Yeah.
set in stone. And so that sometimes can be a little tricky part. But the thing is, having these planned times where you can sit down and focus, and having really serious goals about what you want to do can really help. So, like, for example, tomorrow I have nothing scheduled in my day that's set and firm. But what I'll do is like, I'll, say I'm going to wake up at this time. I'm going to go for an hour walk, and then I'm going to practice for an hour. I'm going to learn this specific new song. song. I'm going to practice this set for this show. I'm going to do this. Oh, maybe I'll get lunch with some friends in between. All right, then let's go answer some emails after that. And like kind of like prepping a day so that it feels like you're having the best of both worlds. And it really feels nice during that day. It feels kind of almost like how it would feel in school, which is also that transition coming out of school and into a life where you don't have assignments due the same way that they're due, or essays to write, or concerts to prep for, or whatever the things may be. Everything is very intrinsically motivated.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that also just comes from the genuine passion that I have for what I like to do. At the end of the day, being a musician is a choice. And it's like, it's something that it drives everything that goes in my life. I can't imagine going through a day without tending to my craft. So there's a lot of that as well. But to answer your original question, trying to stay motivated also really just does come from the people that I'm surrounded by and the city that I'm in. I'm lucky to be surrounded by a lot of friends who are also musicians, who are also working towards the same goals. Staying connected with people through social media, like you, of course. I see your stuff on social media. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that, and that's super inspiring to me, because it's like, we're in this doing the same thing. And so I see you thriving. I'm like, yes, that's where, that's how we want to be. That's where we want to be. And so that is huge. And then also just living in a city with music and living close to a city with music, going out to see a concert or a free show, or even if you're maybe not in a city that you can do that in, YouTube has so many free concerts. Sometimes if I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go out and pay like a $20 ticket tonight, throwing on a Betty Carter concert on YouTube is just as healing, as going to see live music. And it's serious too. It's serious stuff. Like, and you can just kind of like feel like you're there, feel like you're at the concert. And so that's a lot of my little things that I do for myself throughout this time, especially now officially being out of school and making that transition.
Absolutely. And I think that you have such a unique perspective in that too, of someone that just finished school, of, always having that regimented schedule every day, to going from, you have all these projects and you have days to do the projects, but getting yourself to do them can be the tricky part. Do you ever have roadblocks, or when you have those roadblocks, how do you get around those? If you just don't want to do anything one day, is there a way that you inspire yourself or encourage yourself, to check off some of the things that are on your list?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's really real to have roadblocks. Like it's very it would be like unfair to yourself to ask yourself for constant growth every single day. Growth takes effort and energy, and not all of us wake up every morning having and carrying that effort and energy daily.
Yeah.
As much as we'd want to, it's not really reasonable for a lot of our lifestyles. And so the first thing is providing grace for myself. Like if there's a day where I'm like, yeah, this is just not hitting today, I'd be like, okay, maybe today is just not hitting today. Let's see some other things that I can benefit from when I'm in this state of me being. And it's like, you have to be okay with that. And that's something that I struggled a lot when I was in school, because it was like the idea of not practicing one day is insane, right? It's like, why would you not practice today? That's crazy. But it's like, getting out of that mindset is one thing, but it's also like you're a human being at the end of the day. You're not a machine. Machines are built to be able to constantly produce the same type of work efficiently over and over and over and over and over again. Unfortunately, as human beings, we don't have that type of privilege, nor should we need to have that privilege. Oh, oopsie, I'm receiving a phone call.
Oh, no.
Okay, my bad. But yeah, but it's stuff like that, like providing yourself grace for just being a human being, and allowing yourself to have that space to pause. And a lot of our life is not just built upon music. Like as a musician, we are the product that we sell. So it's like, you wouldn't go sell like a broken pen to somebody and expect them to pay full price for that. That's asinine. It's crazy, right? You want to sell them the best, most polished, most clean looking, full of ink pen. And if you are your product, then you have to put into yourself the things that you want people to view, right? And if that means having self-care and taking a day off, then let that day off be okay. And then be real with yourself. Be like, all right, I'm taking this day off. Now let's hop back on the grind tomorrow. Here's the game plan for tomorrow. Let's, think ahead of for something. Just so that we can, be realistic about our growth and also still be able to have happy lives and self-care. Self-care
Yes,
is very
I
important.
love that so much. That like really resonates with me of like you have to take
Ooh.
care of yourself because you're right, you can't sell a broken pen to somebody. Or maybe you can, but it just won't work as well as
Mhm.
if you really take care of that pen. You take care of
Exactly.
yourself, you check.
Exactly. Yes.
Are there things in your life that you do that are non-music related that help you recharge on those days for self-care? If it's you mentioned poetry, if that's one of the mediums that you use to kind of just recharge non in a non-musical way.
It's very little things, truly. I mean, like for me, it would be like going for a walk in the middle of the day. Like I know when I first finished school, like the idea of having to wake up early in the morning, I was like, literally don't have to do that anymore. So now like I could sleep into 1 p.m. if I really wanted to. But I really had to tell myself, I'm like, okay, what about like a morning walk at 10 a.m.? Starting like little things like that, enjoying outside or things like I love Audre Lorde. She's one of my favorite poets, and I write a lot of some music based off of her poetry. And
Yeah.
the thing is, I love just like finding new Audre Lorde poems. She has so many works, so many. Like I wish I could read all, like have enough years in my life to read all of them and truly understand all of them and like internalize them. But reading poetry is really inspiring too. And it's just like very, very, very little things. It would be maybe even like stretching or doing like a yoga class,
Yeah.
around town. Like there's like a whole bunch of like fancy gyms and yoga gyms like that are like $20 a class, hop
Awesome.
into one of those, or even like working out to getting into that. Like when we're in school, it's very hard to like, have like a serious regimen of like working out and like taking care of our health in that way. Even cooking, like finding a new recipe that I can, okay, Friday I'm gonna cook this new recipe and then like I have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
It will even be like I don't even know, like even just like getting more time to hang out with friends and family, especially just being far away. Like now I can have a FaceTime call in the middle of the day when a couple months ago that might not have been a part of my reality. So it's really really just like the smallest things that you could spend time on. I used to crochet a while ago, like right now I'm getting rid of clothes, like like in a day I'm like, oh yeah, I have a task to do, like go through my closet and get rid of some clothes or whatever. It literally could be anything. Anything. It doesn't have to cost money. Free things are just as valid. Yeah, but
That is so true. And then
very
one
true.
one little question for you. So in the month of August, we're going to be starting a new series for heading back to school. So just any last words of advice or little motivational little thingies that you can suggest for students that are just starting out or maybe going on to college or beyond.
Yeah. Yeah, plan ahead. Plan ahead. Even if it's the little things. Like life has a funny way of letting things go wrong at really inconvenient times. And it's not even like to prep for damage control, but it's like prepping yourself so that you can be prepared for anything to happen and still be okay. So whether it's like, making sure you have all your classes registered, for all your textbooks together, all your notebooks, anything, school supplies that you need, plan ahead, like get them during the summer while they're cheaper. Yeah, they're cheaper during the summer, get them then and like prep that and like have something to look forward to. Like it's just a lot of planning ahead. Plan ahead as much as you possibly can. It'll save you so much time, so much energy, so much money later on. And especially like life can throw anything at you at any point in time, and if you planned ahead appropriately or enough, like you'll be able to keep your head above the hard waters, because college can be hard sometimes, but definitely planning ahead.
True. That is
Yeah.
such good advice. So we are just about out of time, but before we end, let's do some speed round questions.
Yeah, let's do
So,
it.
what is your favorite day of the week?
Oh, Thursday, because
First,
it's almost Friday.
love that. Favorite season?
Fall. I love fall.
I love a good fall.
Yes,
Okay, if
yes.
you could be any animal, what animal would you be?
Oh my God. That's oh A dog, a house dog. I'd be a dog.
If you could teleport anywhere in the world for free, where would you go?
Ooh, Paris, Paris. I've never been. Oh
Beautiful.
my God. Yeah.
And what's your most productive time of day?
Nighttime. I'm such a night owl. Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Faith.
Yeah, thank you.
Learn more about Faith, you can head to her Instagram, her website, faithquashie.com. And if you want to see more of these videos, tune in each week at 12 p.m. EST every Wednesday throughout the month of July. And you can follow us on social media platforms at Key of She Jazz. And so we will see you all for another hashtag Summer Music Motivation next week. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you, Faith.
Yes, thank you. Bye.